What's going on, guys? It's Cal again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are going to be talking about this guy. This is the Wingman EDC MTNT Mach 1. Mouthful, right? Very, very cool knife on loan from my brother you all know and love, Mr. Lefty EDC. He is an absolute brother of mine. I love him dearly, and he has sent me some knives. I've sent him some knives, and you will continue to hear that happen a lot because that's what we do. This one is a smaller knife. I've actually been getting some slack here lately because I've been doing reviews and unboxings and stuff on some of the smaller knives because I'm the big knife guy, right? But I really appreciate this. Of course, there's a lot more EDC size style knives out on the market than there is, you know, the big gargantuan ones, because that's what a lot of people like. They want a good EDC knife, and most EDC knives are going to be smaller, lightweight, but have certain features that make it a good knife, right? I think this one really hits it on the nail. Now, would I like it to be bigger? I would. Absolutely. I almost always would like a knife to be bigger. However, this one in particular, it functions great for a EDC for me in a secondary knife roll because I almost always have a larger folder on me. However, if I had to just carry this, I would be totally fine in my day-to-day task to be able to use this knife and get done what I need to get done. This one is really cool. You can see it is sporting the red and black G10 that almost really looks like lava carbon fiber. I mean, I think that just is sexy. Then you have the Tom Mayo as the designer. Focus, damn your camera. And then the Wingman. I love the logo. And then on this side, you see the blade steel, which is LMAX. LMAX is a great steel. Few knives that I have in LMAX, and I love it. Let me scoot up a little bit. Oh, sorry. And I love it. I think LMAX is an excellent EDC steel, and I'm really happy that they put it on this guy, especially at the price. You're getting really cool features on this knife for around $180, and I really like that. Another thing that I really like what they did is you've got an inset liner lock. Really nice, mainly because, and the reason Lefty likes this knife so much is because with that, you can, it doesn't have a pocket. Can you? You might be able to reverse this pocket clip, but I'm not 100% sure because there's the, there's the screw. It looks like it's a single screw on this side as well. I don't think it would, because it curves this way. I don't think you can, but if you can, great. But usually on these kind of knives, if it has a frame lock, it can be problematic, especially for somebody with bigger hands and a smaller knife, right? The inset liner lock, I think, was a great move. The liners look amazing. You really only have it on the one side, so that really helps with the weight. Of course, the G10 is just lightweight anyway. Has really cool speed holes in there for the design. And I think it's a sexy looking blade. I really, really do. Nice clip point / drop point. Some people call it a clip point because of the way it does here, but in my opinion, it is a drop point. Very thin thin behind the edge. The blade stock thickness, we'll do specs. You know how we do it. We usually turn the camera around and do it, but 125 thousandths blade stock, but a full flat grind that comes down to like 14 thousandths behind the edge. Well done, my dudes. Very, very nice slicey blade, and as a tool, performs amazing. So as you can see, it does have two means of deployment. It is a front flipper / top flipper, however you want to say it. And a lot of people like these better than just your regular front flippers. I can't say that I like it better, but I love them both. This one I call like the lighter flick. Oh, look at that. I quoted myself on my new Quiet Carry Drift. They come sharp. Just saying. So yeah, that's what that is. But the lighter flick. See how basically if you're holding a Bic lighter and you're flicking it down, that's how I do this. Flick it out like that. Comes out like a dream. Then of course, I love the fact that they put a hole there. Hole deployment is my favorite way to do it, right? But I really like a knife that has both of those. So, score. awesome because it turns into a very fidgety knife. So the reverse flick on this guy is amazing, especially for a little knife. I mean, it works so damn well. I love every time I do it. And then, of course, on these bearings, little shake shut. I believe the detent on this one is tuned to perfection because of the two deployment methods, because it really does well with the front flip / top flip, whatever you want to call, and the reverse flick. I don't think they could have tuned it any better. Now, obviously, this is Lefty EDC's knife, so he does tune his knives, take them apart. But as far as the detent, I don't think he's done anything with them. This is the second one he's had, though, because he like sat on this thing weird. It was in his back pocket, and it cracked the G10. And they were really good as a company to replace that for him. So kudos to Wingman EDC and the whole shebang there for helping him out and fixing it, because it's a brand new knife, I believe. I don't even think they actually fixed it. I think they just sent him a new knife. I may be wrong about that. But I really like another thing. Okay, so you have a blasted finish blade. Damn you, camera. Blasted finish blade. Mother. Which I like, I don't love. I definitely don't mind a blasted finish blade, but we'll see scratches and whatnot. But what I do like is that they also blasted hardware. So it matches. I think it looks really, really cool. Dead centered, obviously, it came from Kevin, and he is OCD. And when I say D, I mean, okay, I'm not going to say it. But you know. You know. But it just is an amazing quality knife. Feels really good in hand as far as that. You know, you don't feel like you're holding something that is not worth the money you paid for it. You know, G10 Mach steel, smaller blade. It is lightweight, which people like. And then some people kind of put that in just like, I don't feel like I've got it. I mean, that's kind of stupid, right? I actually used to be like that. You know, a knife that feels like this, feels more solid, feels like it should cost more, right? But that is a stupid way to look at things. And that's not how these things work, people. I absolutely, utterly enjoyed carrying this knife. It was a backup blade for me, but it is fidgety because I can sit here and do this all day long. It is really, really fun to open, engage, disengage, and go back and forth between these two opening methods. Absolutely amazing. You do have relatively good access to the lock bar. So you have it scalloped there, and as you can see, it is not flush, just sticking out just a little bit. So it's really easy to get your thumb in there and get that out of the way. Never had a problem with that. Now, because of the size, the ergonomics are challenging. However, let's take a look. So you have your main finger tool right there. If I'm to grab this and put it in my hand with that main finger tool, my pinky is coming off. I don't like that. I really don't. It's okay with some backup blades because I'm not using them hard right. And for that purpose, I could do a lot of stuff with this. My thumb does land on the jimping and the backed up grip, in which the jimping is done very well. I have to give them props for that. Kind of wish it would go up all the way until it goes to that angle. But I wish that about a bunch of knives. Can't knock it for that. But what I think is a design feature, it might not be, but as you can see here, see how it rounds off right here? It kind of goes in radiuses. I believe that's a design feature so your finger can sit on that flat. And in this grip, I love it. I love it. For a backup blade, for me to choke up like this without a finger tool, still have some, you know, it's not decent blade length, it's just blade length, because it's still a small knife. But I really enjoyed having this knife in hand right here. Feels really good. It's not the most comfortable knife in the world, but the fact that they did that, on purpose. I'm saying it's on purpose. I don't know if it was intended for you to do this, but It works, and it works really well for somebody with larger hands to be able to get up behind the blade. Then my fingers do, still barely, but do wrap around the whole handle. And so this is how I held the knife. The jimping is way back here, has no use now because my thumb is back here. You know, I can do it in the hammer grip to really get behind, you know, but this super comfortable, and I was surprised. I mean, because even Kevin was like, are you sure you want to check this out? It's pretty damn small. Really glad that I asked for this knife because I can recommend this knife for anybody with at least my hand size and smaller, because it works. Like I said, not the most comfortable, not the most ergonomic, but I was very surprised in this grip how much I liked it. I love it, actually. So now, 14 thousandths behind the edge with about 125 thousandths blade stock, full flat grind. That's a pretty good combination. Let's see how it cuts. So I've got some cardboard here. Slices of cardboard. There is a little bit of resistance, but well, that was probably me and the way I'm holding it. But see, because that really does, that does a lot better than that first cut. That first cut was me. 14 thousandths behind the edge. Slices through the cardboard. See what it does. Let's do a push cut on the, what's this stuff called? 550 cord? Push cut. Butter. Nice clean cut. It cuts, guys. Very nice. Now the twisted sisal rope. Obviously a much more abrasive, tougher material. Always gives knives trouble. Let's see what it does on the Wingman EDC Mach 1 MTNT, all that jazz. I mean, it's, I get why they named it, but it's a lot to say, damn it. But this is my first Tom Mayo design, I think, on the channel. So, all right, this is going to be a slice and push. Let's see what happens. Oh, it slipped off. So we didn't get all the way through. But guys, it still might just be me. But on the second one, obviously, it did it. I'm trying to do this. This is not a scientific test, guys. Please don't take it as such. I'm trying to do it as consistent as I can. But it just still kind of goes to show you sometimes the tougher stuff, you know, can give a knife a hard time. It shouldn't because of the dimensions of this blade. So it still might have been me, but it did hang up a little bit, or at least it didn't bite in when I was doing the slice like some other blades do, even though it is very thin behind the edge. Don't know, you know, I'm not a metallurgist. I'm not a edge, you know, geometry guy. I'm just doing what I do. So let's go ahead, get behind the camera, show you some size comparisons. We'll go over some specs and get a better look at this beautiful G10 that looks like lava carbon fiber, because I really thought it was when Kevin first showed me this design. Just a very beautiful knife. Let's do it. All right, let's take a better look at this guy. And while we're here, would you look at this freaking awesome mat that was made for me by Lancelot Leather. I am still drooling over this. There are quite a few videos that were made before I got this mat, but rest assured, you will get to see this beautiful piece of artwork on every single video. Lancelot Leather Joe over there just did an excellent job. I love him dearly. He is the man. I will also probably do a lot more disassembly videos, stuff like that, to also, because that's what this is, right? A disassembly mat. Anyways, back to the Wingman. So there is your beautiful G10 layered with this really cool red color. Just looks amazing. I really, really like it. There's your blade, blasted blade, the two logos, and then the Elm Max Steel with your hardware that has been blasted. Pocket clip. I didn't talk about the pocket clip very much. It does go in and out of pocket very, very well. It does not seat deep carry, but I don't care about that. It is a very slim knife, and it carries very, very well. Did not have any issues with that, except, like I said, whenever Lefty sat on it and broke the scales. I don't think that really has anything to do with the design. I think it was just a fluke thing, so don't let that put you off. Just a really sexy blade. I really just love this design. Not a whole lot going on, but it's done right. The overall length of this, guys, you can see, I can almost put it in my little circle there, is about 6.625 inches. Yes, it is small for me and this channel, but it works. And it works because of that area right there. You do have a blade length of 2.875. So commie states rejoice where you can carry this with a state law of under 3 inches. Yay! Contact your congressman, your local representatives, and get that changed. Because stupid. It does have a cutting edge of 2.75. The Max still, like I said, 14 thousandths behind the edge. And what does it weigh? So, one of the great features of this knife is the fact that it is lightweight. How lightweight is it? 2.15 ounces. Nobody can complain about that weight. Okay? 2.1 ounces with a 2.875 blade. You are there, okay? Specs-wise, weight-wise. You have to appreciate that. It is very nice. This thing is going to carry like a dream because you're not going to feel it in your pocket. There's your flip. There is your flick. God, I love that. It is so much fun, guys, to play with this dude. Let's go ahead and put it up against some other knives, shall we? So one of the other smaller knives that you guys know that I like in my collection is the Forge Stinger. As you can see, it is a much longer blade on the Stinger, not too much longer on the handle length, but this one has a forward finger control, which is why this works, and this one works because it has that little area for my finger to go. So yeah, very, very nice. This is definitely a little bit thicker, but ergonomically for me, I love that because it fills my hand out more than this guy. This one does not fill my hand out very good. It's still comfortable, but I would rather have it like this. Let's go ahead and put it into another wonderful EDC knife that is lightweight, the Benchmade Bug Out. This is currently on load from Jeremy Freakshow_EDC, my great friend and supporter of the channel. I just love that man so much. But as you can see, yes, it is smaller than a Bug Out. Now, this is the regular size Bug Out, not the Mini. I don't know exactly what the Mini would look like compared to this. Probably pretty similar. And then one of my other, newer acquisitions of a small knife that works amazing is the Quiet Carry Drift. As you can see, these are really similar knives as far as the overall length, and I think they're pretty close. You got a little bit thinner of handles there on the Drift, but also very comparable. Finger tool, no finger tool, and then of course the all-loved f5.5. Very comparable knives, guys. As far as size and whatnot, you've got, I think, Max on this one and Max on that. You got Van X, of course, on the Quiet Carry. But anyway, there are your size comparisons. I think it's a good array of knives in that size bracket that you will be able to see whether or not it will work for you. And like I said, guys, if you are looking at or have bigger hands, this thing still works because of that area right there. It really feels good. God, it surprised the heck out of me, and I am so happy and thankful to Mr. Lefty EDC for allowing me to check it out. Guys, can I recommend this knife? Absolutely, especially for the price. I think $180 for this knife is a deal. I really, really do. Max steel, yes, it's G10, but it's not your regular just slab G10. It's not like this. It is, you can get it in a few different colors. I think red, blue, and orange, I think. Maybe green, I can't remember. But yeah, this is definitely the one that I would pick. I dig on the red and the black. So yes, I think it's an excellent deal. I think it's an excellent knife, and I can highly recommend this thing. You know, if I've got some pretty smaller knives in the collection, but if I didn't have the f5.5 or the Drift, I would buy this knife just to have that secondary, that really good secondary fun knife, because I had so much fun with this middle finger flick. If you're looking for a middle finger flick smaller knife, you can't go wrong with this. I mean, the f5.5, just so you know, is where the standard is for the middle finger flick. It is absolutely amazing, and I put it kind of in the same category as the f5.5. So yeah, that ought to tell you something because of how much I love this knife. Of course, the finger choke on this one was a little small, but left to EDC, sent it to BJ Hill, and fixed that for me because he's such a great guy. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by and checking it out with me. I really, really appreciate it. Stay safe in this crazy world that we are living in, and we will see you in the next one.